Welcome back, everyone. Last time we did the two-parter on Druid subclasses. Today, however, we are going to be doing Fighter. So Fighter is something that I've never really played much. There were a few different Fighter subclasses in 2014 that I enjoyed, and one of those I will be covering in this video. So Fighter gets Battlemaster, Champion, Eldritch Knight, and Psy Warrior. Battlemaster is complex but has a lot of options. It's really, really good. Champion is your basic entry level. This is probably your first time playing D&D and you just want to hit stuff a bunch of times. Eldritch Knight and Psy Warrior are both kind of in the middle there. For me personally, of these four, Eldritch Knight. Every single time Eldritch Knight. They are a spellcasting fighter class, which is pretty cool. So you start off at level 3, picking your subclass. You get 2 cantrips off the wizard list. And since this class is not a full caster, and your spellcasting stat intelligence is very likely not going to be something you put a lot of points into, because at the end of the day, you're still a fighter. Strength or dexterity alongside constitution are going to be your highest priority stats. I very much would recommend picking spells that do not require saving throws. You want spells that either always work or you have to roll to hit, because without a lot of points in intelligence, you're not going to have a very high spell save DC, which could potentially screw you over. This table here shows the spells you get at every level, and at level 20 you cap out at 4th level spells. So you're not going to get 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th level spells, but you can still do a lot. Then at level 3 you get War Bond, which lets you bond with your weapon, and you can bond with a normal weapon or a magical weapon as long as no other fighter is bonded to it. I assume you would also be prevented if, say, a Hexblade Warlock were bonded to an item. You could not also bond to that item. Once you bond to whatever weapon you're bonding to, you cannot be disarmed unless you are fully incapacitated. And as long as you and that weapon are on the same plane of existence, you can teleport that weapon to you as a bonus action, which is really great. Say you're heading into a high security area where your party must surrender all weapons before they're allowed to enter, because you're, say, going to be in the presence of a king or some other important political figure. You all surrender all of your items, you give up all your weapons, they're under lock and key, you proceed into the room, and the minute you need to, you just teleport your weapon to your hand, and now you're armed and ready to fight. So at level 7, you get War Magic, which when you take the attack action on your turn, instead of actually attacking with your weapon, you can instead use one of your wizard cantrips that has a casting time of 1 action. Fighters get a bunch of extra attacks. That's one of their entire class-defining things. So, say you have 3 attacks on your turn, you could, theoretically, attack on the first one, attack on the second one, and Booming Blade on the third one. You have a lot of different options. At level 10, you get Eldritch Strike, which lets you hit a creature with a weapon, and then, well, assuming you actually connect with the attack, and then it gets disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. So using this, you can set up one of the primary spellcasters to do something big against that target, or make it easier for you to do something on your following turn, since the effect doesn't end until the end of your next turn. At level 15, you get Arcane Charge, which lets you teleport up to 30 feet when you use Action Surge. So this could potentially let you close the distance between multiple targets that you're trying to fight. Then at level 18, you get Improved War Magic. when you take the attack action on your turn, you can replace 2 of the attacks with a casting of one of your level 1 or level 2 wizard spells that has the casting time of 1 action. So again, fighters get a bunch of additional attacks. If you give up at least 2 of those attacks, you can then cast a 1st or 2nd level spell instead of taking those attack actions. So it opens up more options for you during combat. It's not something you're going to want to do all the time, but it's something that you'll have at your disposal if you should need it. Well, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching.